I am doing a video game, and I'm going to be doing the tutorial first because I am one of those people who is challenged, let's say, in using controllers and playing video games and things of that nature. That's why I'm playing a very easy to beat game. Haha. So at any rate, wanted to talk to you about the 1980s. Now, I was born in 1972, and I was 8 when the 1980s started, and I was 18 when the 1980s ended. I graduated in 1990, went through most of elementary, all of junior high, and all of high school throughout the 80s. So a pretty good recollection of what went on. The 1980s, interesting, because during the 1980s we were trying to get back Uncle Ronnie, who was Ronald Reagan, was talking about taking us back to the 50s. That it was going to be, a two-parent household, 2.33 children, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Everybody would have 2 cars, and only one person would have to work while the woman stayed at home and raised the children. And of course, that never actually panned out that way. And one of the reasons is Uncle Ronnie gutted a lot of the unions. Okay? So, interesting. There we go. At any rate, trying to get back to the 50s, yeah. The 80s started off, the economy was absolutely terrible. We were going through what was called stagflation. And basically our inflation rate was well over 10%. In fact, I remember when our church was trying to buy a new narthex for $300,000, and it was 2% above prime, was what the bank gave them. And the prime was 19%, so they were paying a 21% interest rate. So hopefully they got that refinanced very soon. And initially under Reagan, the economy got worse before it got better, until he did his little trickle-down thing where he voted in massive tax cuts to stimulate the economy. The problem is that's kind of like a one-trick pony. It worked great the first time, the second time, the third time, and the fourth time it barely, I don't think, made hardly a tick at all. The 80s music was absolutely fantastic. Just kind of an evolution of a lot of what the 60s and 70s had to bring. The 80s were great if you were what we call a WASP, a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, and you was cisgendered now, and you were heterosexual. Because if you were gay, it was not fun at all during the 80s. I remember growing up and having kids chase me home threatening to kill me because I was gay. Or, one guy in a choir class, and literally every 2 to 3 minutes, he would, you're a faggot, nobody likes you, you're a homo, why don't you take a gun and shoot yourself, and would follow me home, all kinds of stuff that today you would hopefully be expelled for. But he was just allowed to do, and he would do things like sit in girls' laps and look down their cleavage. Some bras snap up front, some snap in the back, and I guess one thing he would do is he would grab the bra and he would pull it out so tight and snap it that in at least 2 instances he broke the girl's bra. And what I think one time he may have been finally suspended, but it was for like 3 or 5 days or something like that. He was back within the week. Why? Because he was a very good-looking, rich white kid. So if you were African American or anything like that, not a great time, especially as that was the start of crack cocaine. Being gay also, I remember when HIV first became hugely prevalent and was starting to, of course they called it gay cancer, Kaposi sarcoma, pneumocystic chronic pneumonia was also rampant. I used to be a registered nurse, which is why I know all of this stuff. And our life expectancy was not that great if you caught HIV. The average life expectancy was about 3 years, and now it's over 40 because we have antiretrovirals. Commerce was different. A lot of people had a little bit more money to spend, and we didn't have the internet to go spend our money on. The internet wasn't, the World Wide Web was not invented until 1990. The other thing you had to worry about was nuclear holocaust, because we were faced up against the former Soviet Union. And especially living up in Alaska, everyone said, oh, at least we would have half an hour's warning time to get to your bunker. Well, when you lived up in Alaska, you had 15 minutes because we were right there. So you'll also get to see my buddy Pasika. He's about 2 years old, so he's a very active cat. And he loves to hang out here on my shoulder and just lounge out like this. So if you see that, no, I'm not torturing the cat. He just doesn't realize which way the camera is facing. So at any rate, I'll be starting to play this game and looking forward to playing some others. If any of you have any suggestions, please put it down in the comment section below. And also, if you have any experiences during the 1980s, and goodness gracious, cat, I'm sure that has got to look really great on camera. Thank you. Thank goodness I'm not actually playing right now, because you and I would be having a discussion here, buddy. Okay? Do you not understand that this is not comfortable for me? Are you going to jump down? Nope, you're going to sit on my head, aren't you? What? Well, thank you. It's what I always wanted, a cat butt right on my ear. Do you mind? No? Not at all, huh? Not at all. Yes, I had chicken for dinner. Okay. So, at any rate, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Great entertainment at my house. And I will see you sometime next week.